Now we'll sew our vent pockets to the vest front. We have them pinned on where we place those pins. And we're going to sew just next to that basted line. And we're going to backstitch beginning and end with regular seam, regular stitch size, backstitch, and then come forward right alongside that basting line. Clip your threads. So we've stitched this so it's right under that basting line, so that when you press this up like so, that basting line doesn't show. If any of the basting does show, you can just take it out and you would pin each side. And then you're ready to stitch both sides with a regular machine stitch and a back stitch at the beginning and end. And you can see here that I've stitched this one on. And you want to get close to the edge, but if you can't get really close, you just want to make them all look similar. Okay? The next thing we want to do is baste our ties on, and for that, remember, we want to do a basting stitch. Remember, it's a large machine stitch, so I'm up to a size 4, and you don't have to back stitch. This is a temporary stitch to hold these ties on. And I'm going to start above the tie and sew to below the tie. Now, the seam allowance is 5/8, and this basting will be in that seam allowance, so I'm going to put it at about a half. I'm going to start here, needle in, take out the pins as you come to them, and I'm just going above it and below it. That one's sewed on, and then we'll sew this one on. And this is just to hold it on there temporarily until we attach the seams. So I'll start a little bit above it. And continue below it. And trim off those threads. So now my ties are basted on, and that will hold them there as I stitch my side seams together. The next step that you want to do is attach your shoulder seams, and when you do that, you need to make sure you match right sides together. And I'm going to match these notches right here and put a pin in them, and my shoulder seam does match like so. And then on this side, when you do it, what you'll notice is that you do have a little triangle here that overlaps. That's the way it's supposed to be, because right down here where the two fabrics meet, that's your 5/8 inch seam. So I will then sew this together with a 5/8 inch seam, both shoulder seams, and they're ready.